How's it going, guys and gals? Welcome to the Tiny Wars Open third place match map review, Plan B. I am Advanced Warrior.
And I'm CJ.
And as I've said, we are going to be reviewing the map that will be played for third place between the two people who didn't win in the semifinals. I almost called them losers, but that's just very offensive. But or like more intense than offensive. But
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it was like
extreme.
I was like they'd probably beat us in a game. But yeah. So here we have the map Plan B. It is a base-light map with the airports far off in the corner. The two players already have properties in the center. That's also where the HQ is. So very terrain heavy. With the maybe the forest, like one line of forest, but still does take some movement to get there. A little bit more open out on the side, still got parts covered up by mountains. So with the bases close to the middle, but properties are out on the side, I am very curious to see how this map is going to play out, CJ.
Yeah, no, I mean, based on what you mentioned, the terrain is pretty heavy. There's a lot of obstructions. There's the mountains and rivers means not a lot of tank movement. Well, at least straight through, you're not going to get tank movement. So I can see Artie's being pretty good here. I feel like there's going to be a lot of, there actually, I mean, when you have a map with strong Arties, you'd kind of expect more so early game skirmishes, and then it kind of peters off. And goes quickly into a kind of turtling phase. But with this, I think historically, when I've analyzed maybe one other matchup on this map, maybe a couple, because I've never played this map myself, but I could see that there could potentially be a lot of infantry and mech skirmishes in the center, just based on the mountains, the rivers, and stuff. So that is one part that is quite interesting about this map for sure.
All right, CJ, you mentioned earlier that there's a total of 40 properties on this map, so it's about 20 income each?
Yeah, so doing a quick calculation, there are 40 properties on this map. So you have basically a 2-base, 1 airport map with 20 income, so that's pretty reasonable stuff. You're gonna see probably pretty often a tank, maybe an Artie, and a battlecopter. Maybe not on the same turn, but pretty close together in terms of how often you'll see them. You'll see them, every other turn or so. You don't have to worry. I mean, you're not gonna expect to see super high income units. You might see a rocket.
Maybe.
Rockets are not bad here. I mean, there's planes, around the bases to get out, so it'll slow them down a little bit. But I think rockets are actually quite strong here too, just like Arties are. So, I mean, this 20 income doesn't enable rockets a ton, but you definitely can use them. You probably won't see war tanks.
I don't see it.
But yeah, so you could get a pretty decent distribution, but I would wager that you would probably see more indirects than on a typical map.
Yeah, indirects, infantry units that can take advantage of the heavy terrain that exists on this map. So CL predictions. You've mentioned a few units that probably might already give a couple ideas. Excluding Brenner and Isabella because they're top tier. Will Engage are definitely viable options. Will more for his infantry, and Mex and Gage being able to take advantage of the heavy terrain, being able to say keep artillery behind choke points in mountains.
Yeah, that's probably what I would say as well. I still don't know. I think air can be decent on this map, given all the heavy terrain. Yeah. I don't think it'll have the strength on as it'll have as much strength as some of those other maps we've seen. What was that other map we saw last time? Was it Dragon Fang or something?
Dragon Fang, yes.
Right? Yeah, like air on Dragon Fang was really, really strong. This one, I could see it being decent. Like moderately strong, but I don't think overwhelming. And so, like, Waylon is definitely a pick. Although, yeah, I would probably expect to see Gage or Will. Probably more Gage. Or, I don't
more
know.
Gage
It's
over
hard
Will?
because it's hard because Gage really isn't great. I mean, we recently saw the statistics come out where it said that Gage was like underpowered.
I gotta.
And he had like one of the lowest win rates.
I gotta put that on. I gotta put that on the video now. I gotta remember
make sure
that.
you put that on there.
Send me the images. I know where they are, but still send them to me. But yeah, I was so sad because I saw Gage. I was just like, oh, that's decent. It's a fun CO, honestly. I did give Gage a run for his money with Gage, though. So.
Yeah, so I think he's still pretty good on here, though.
He has ideas.
It gives me hesitation, but yeah, I think he's still pretty good here.
Yeah, Gage has ideas, definitely, but
Yeah, as for someone like Lin, yeah, Lin is pretty much
Lin, that's
mostly viable
another.
too. I think actually, yeah, based on kind of the chokiness of this map, I think Lin could work too.
I think
Lin would be pretty strong.
I think COs that have a smaller CO zone benefit more from choky maps because the fighting is getting funneled into their CO zones.
Yeah, and you probably don't need, like, you can use Foresight, but I don't think that big zone is going to be as necessary.
Maybe you want to play Foresight if you're trying to end the game like early or something, but yeah, it depends because the properties are gonna kind of force the armies to fan out. I am very interested in seeing like how these players are going to fan out their army. Will they put anything into the center where their HQs are? Will they go strong left? Will they go strong right? Only way to find out is to actually watch the game.
Yeah, and I guess if there was any other comments about COs before we move on kind of to that topic.
Air units, some viability. First ones that came to my head, Gage, Will. Second time, Lin came up in my head. That's definitely another possible contender. But other than that, I don't think I have anything else to say about this map. I'm just very curious how it's gonna fan out. No pun intended.
Yeah, pun. What pun? Anyways,
fan out.
I don't. Anyways.
Will they fan out left or? Oh my god! Never mind.
Okay. Oh, wait a second. Never mind. I think I got it later.
A little late.
So, let's go over kind of the distribution of cities or properties for a second, shall we? We got generally. I think the properties are kind of favored to be split along this line. Let me see if this is...
Yes, that is symmetrical. Keep going up.
Yeah,
there you go.
Right there. Yeah, so you would expect these to be kind of the split of properties. These two will be contested for sure, as will these on the right.
I'm curious about if I may, CJ. I'm also curious about this one and this one as well.
That one's kind of far, because, I mean, considering its proximity to... Well, it's quite far. How many...
Actually, yeah, I think I take that back, because there is a forest that does hold it. It's very open. Like, the one that we're highlighting is very open to the red side. Yeah, so I kind of take it back. But, you know, just looking at it, I'm just like, I wonder if it's going to be a fight for those properties or not. It does depend how...
I don't think so, because, I mean... Yeah, I don't think so, considering it is close to the HQs, but, like, it's quite far into enemy lines.
Yeah. It is going to be tricky, because considering... Oh, where's the mouse? Considering, is there a black? No, there's only blue. Oh well.
Oh, K.
K, black for K.
Yeah, it's K.
No,
wait,
no!
shoot.
What I do? Oh, that was so
No.
scary. That was so scary. I'm sorry.
I was pretty sure it's K.
Why did I trust you, CJ? Yeah, considering that red over here, think about it. Only planes can allow it to get to the HQ. Same goes for blue over here. It's just one forest that's like preventing both of their players from getting a straight shot to their HQ. But there's infantry that could cross all these mountains and rivers here, so it's gonna be very claustrophobic in that center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and actually, I think you can spam infantry from the actually spam mechs from this forward base as well. Like
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, that is why Will probably would be pretty strong here.
That's why I
You
said
can get a lot of mechs.
it's
moving.
not. What? See, never mind.
I mean, no. I'm agreeing with what you said because I wasn't sure about Will as much
Until
given
now.
the heavy terrain, but I do like the prospects of mechs moving real fast across all of this heavy terrain.
There's only two COs that can take advantage of mechs, and that's Will and Isabella. Maybe Lynn, but she doesn't give them movement.
Yeah.
And according to some people who don't play Tiny Wars or Days of Ruin, says that Tiny Wars players really love their mechs. It is
Wait,
cheap.
what are you talking about? Are you...
People that don't play Tiny Wars or Days of Ruin, who watch this, or other players, have realized that Tiny Wars players love their mechs.
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, we do. And
we do, yes.
And I think, what was it, was it WFC community or whatever? The people who used to play on like the actual DSs and their Wi-Fi and stuff. Apparently, like their tiering kind of put mechs like really, really high.
I mean, if your maps are 10 by 10, then mechs have a lot of viability.
Yeah. No, I do vaguely remember there being bigger maps in their games too somehow.
No, I'm pretty sure,
yeah.
but I guess we're custom maps, so I don't know. I've never got to play. I'm just taking Buster's word for it, even if what I'm saying is like right or wrong. But yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be very tight in the middle. Curious to see what they're gonna send off to the sides, because properties are there, but not the HQ.
Yeah, and I mean it is a lot of properties too. Like 3 properties to the side. Let me go back to colored pencil type thing. You got like three properties that are immediately contested, but technically, or I think in the match that I saw, like the players kind of split actually at this line.
Huh?
Yeah, something like this, because
What the heck?
this is where it gets like super choky. Like they,
Oh, I see
like
now.
the players like actually sent most of their stuff on one side, and so that's kind of how it got split. And so both players kind of got all the 5 properties on the side, which is quite
I see.
interesting.
Well,
so,
if you
in that way,
that does make me wonder though, because we got the airports here too, and that's another source of reinforcements.
that's true.
So that is so. I mean, not all maps not all baselight maps that have an airport automatically makes this a strong side. I've seen that happen where that tends to not be the case. Like if the airport's on, like, say this side, because this side is weaker to blue or something. I don't know. But it does interest me. I'm like, oh, an airport? Oh, that must mean that side is a bit stronger. No? I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, somehow when I'm thinking about it, I feel like a lot of maps that I've seen, somehow the airport tends to be on the weak side, and I don't even understand how, considering that the bases look to be in the center. But
it's just a matter of terrain and how quickly you can reach the properties.
Yeah, maybe so.
All right. Any closing thoughts, CJ?
Let's see. I mean, we've covered the distribution of properties. We've covered at least parts of like the dynamic fighting.
Predicted gameplay.
I think we are.
The COs.
I think we are gonna. I mean, there's definitely certain people who will probably do certain things, I guess, like people who are more inclined to be aggressive early, for example.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see like mech fights in the center for early on, maybe even like keeping pressure throughout the game. You know, I could like HQ caps are not easy on this map, but they're definitely not as hard as other maps either. So
Agreed.
could see some HQ pressure here as well. But I think most of the fighting, I think a lot of the middle will be standoff, and then the sides will probably have most of the fighting.
I could see that.
Yeah, that's probably my prediction.
All right. Yeah, I kind of predict that as well. Like I can't think of anything right now because I'd have to like sit here for like maybe hours to like simulate an opening. But yeah, I guess we'll just see. All right.
Yeah, that reminds me that we don't typically talk about openings, and I think it's because my brain or our brains are not big enough for it. Because I actually don't know what I would do here.
I
Like,
take up to 2 hours planning my opening, CJ. Okay.
Dang.
I just got back from work. I am not going to sit here for another. It's midnight. I am not going to sit here for another 2 hours just to plan out openings.
I'm not saying. I think that. I think that unfortunately I'm not actually gonna go over like what opening strategies are good here because I honestly don't know and I haven't played this map.
Last time I checked, I'm like 30th on the scoreboard, or maybe lower. I'm not at that level.
Yeah,
we're just here to talk about the map, make CO predictions, and make gameplay predictions, and to like of course inform you guys what to expect in the next video.
Yeah, and I think we've accomplished that. I think we're good here.
Alrighty, I am excited to actually get to this gameplay. So we will see you guys with Game 3. No, not Game 3. With third place match for Tiny Wars Open Tournament. I am Advanced Warrior.
And I'm CJ.
And you all have our warmest regards. Please take care.
Thanks for watching.
Ciao, ciao.